Welcome to Mercury Marine's Q-Care boating safety video. We've produced this tape to make you more aware of your boating environment, your own equipment, and all the things that you can do to ensure your boating adventures are safe ones. As enjoyable as boating is, accidents do happen. In recent years, around 900 recreational boaters die each year. It's particularly sad when most of those boating fatalities could be eliminated by following a few simple rules. Boat operators must stay continuously watchful of where they are headed and what's headed their way. About 1 in 5 fatalities occur due to collisions either with another boat, a fixed object, or a floating object, in that order. Because Mercury Marine is committed to boating safety and the pleasures of safe boating, we strongly recommend that all boat owners and operators participate in a safety course to either learn or enhance their skills when operating a boat. Before we get into safety procedures, we should touch on some items of general knowledge. The basic terminologies for directions aboard a boat are bow, stern, port, and starboard. Here's a little memory helper. The short words go together, left, port, red, and the long words go together, right, starboard, green. The beam of a boat is its width, and the term LOA depicts overall length. The keel is a center line running from the bow to the stern on the bottom of the boat. The hull refers to the main body of the boat. The gunwale or gunnel is the top edge of the sides on the hull, and the transom is the stern of the boat that the motor or stern drive is connected to. Draft is the depth from the water line to the lowest part of the gear case or skeg. The lower unit is the portion of a stern drive or outboard motor which extends down from the transom into the water. Cleats are usually anvil-shaped deck fittings that are used for tying off lines. A fender is a device hung over the side to absorb the shock of contact between the boat and a dock or another boat. The term wake is the track or wave pattern that the boat leaves behind when traveling through the water. Okay, now can we get underway? Soon. But first a word about accident reports and the law. North American boat operators are required to file a boating accident report with their boating law enforcement agency when they are involved in certain boating accidents. It must be reported if there is a loss of life or probable loss of life, there is personal injury requiring medical treatment beyond first aid, there is damage to boats or property in excess of $500, there is a complete loss of the boat. If you are not sure, seek further assistance from local law enforcement. We're almost ready now. All that's left to do is to go through a pre-departure safety checklist. Remember, you're carrying precious cargo. Life jackets should be worn anytime you are on a boat and are going to leave the pier. But they're too bulky, or too hot, or I don't like orange. Not to worry. The life jacket industry is producing a wide variety of shapes, colors, sizes, and weights, all approved. It's a regulation that any recreational powerboat carry personal flotation devices for each person aboard. These devices must be readily accessible to all occupants, and smart boaters will wear them. There are established rules of the waterways that can help you avoid dangerous collision. When it appears that the boats are heading on a collision course, technically the boat on the right has the right-of-way, but use common sense. Slow down and pass to the right whenever safely possible. Normally, a sailboat will get the right-of-way over a powerboat. To ensure your safety, detailed local rules of the road should be studied and obeyed. Recreational boating is, by its nature, generally done in nice weather. However, sometimes you get caught, or during extended cruises you may encounter adverse conditions of wind and sea. Regardless of weather conditions, the law requires that you maintain an efficient weather watch at all times when you are underway. Head for shelter when the weather becomes threatening. Use good seamanship when it comes to deciding whether or not you should use your boat when the wind is high and the seas are increasing. Being alert and in good physical condition is a key element in boating safety. And that means driving a boat while under the influence of alcohol or drugs can be extremely dangerous and should always be avoided. Of the hundreds of boaters killed each year in the United States, indications are that over half of those deaths may have been alcohol or drug related. We want you and your family to enjoy your boating experience with safety in mind. Most engines on recreational boats are equipped with power trim, which enables you to change the angle of your engine by depressing the desired button. Properly set trim minimizes steering torque, which can prevent bow steering and spinouts. Details for setting trim are found in your engine owner's and operator's manuals. Falling overboard is most likely to occur in certain types of boats, such as very low-sided bass boats, high-performance boats, and very light, sensitive handling fishing boats operated by a hand-tilled outboard. Accidents can also occur due to poor operating practices, such as sitting on the back of the seat at planing speeds, standing at planing speeds in boats not designed for standing passengers when on plane, operating at high speeds in shallow or obstacle-infested waters, releasing your grip on a steering wheel when any steering torque is present. Another good reason for using a lanyard stop switch. Drinking and boat operation, or daring high-speed boat maneuvers. If you're involved in a boat capsizing or filling with water, by all means, stay with the craft. Flotation provides buoyancy. The boat's internal flotation will keep you afloat until help arrives. We at Mercury Marine strongly recommend that you take advantage of the safety courses and inspections that are available to you, like the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary Safety Course, the Power Squadron, the Red Cross, your state boating law enforcement agency, the USCGA Voluntary Vessel Inspection, and others. Remember, we want you and your family to have fun, safely. The final phase of boating safety is up to you. The operator is responsible for the correct and safe operation of the boat, and the safety of its occupants and the general public. Instruct at least one other person on board in the basics of starting and operating the boat in case the driver becomes disabled or falls overboard. Personal flotation devices, life jackets, are the most important pieces of safety equipment available to boat operators and passengers. You must have an approved life jacket of suitable size for every person aboard, and you should wear it. Remember, 80% of boating-related deaths are due to drowning. Do not overload your boat. Most boats in North America are rated and certified for maximum load capacities. Overloading can result in improper handling or even swamping, and it's illegal. Handling a boat, like driving a car or flying a plane, is a complex skill that is acquired through practice and experience, and differs with the type of boat you are operating. The propeller is the primary connection between the engine and the water. Powered by the engine, it moves the boat forward or backward. Water is drawn in from an area slightly larger than the propeller on the forward side and accelerated out the afterside in an area slightly smaller than the propeller. The result of this jet action of pulling water in, accelerating it, and pushing it out is called thrust. Thrust is the force that moves the boat. Make sure everyone on your boat is properly and securely seated. Do not allow anyone to sit or ride on any part of the boat that was not designed or intended for such use. Sudden unexpected acceleration, sudden turns, or any loss of boat control could cause a person to be thrown overboard or into the boat. Don't underestimate your need for good visibility. No passengers, load, or fishing seats should block the driver's view when operating the boat above idle speed. When planing off, the operator's view ahead may be briefly obstructed by the bow. Look around for any traffic and then plane off quickly. The term planing refers to a boat skimming over the water on its bottom rather than resting at its static waterline. Planing is most easily and quickly accomplished by trimming the outboard or stern drive fully under or in. Moderate to maximum throttle may be required depending upon the engine height and propeller. However, once on plane, the engine should be trimmed out a little so that the propeller shaft is more parallel to the water surface to avoid a bow down condition called plowing and minimizing any steering pull. Plowing can cause bow steering or oversteering, which could lead to a rapid spin-out. Plowing also inefficiently consumes horsepower. Under any circumstances, the operator should always keep a firm grip on the steering wheel. Allowing the steering wheel to spin can result in a rapid boat spin-out, which can throw occupants out of the boat. Stay alert when cruising. The operator of a boat is responsible by law to maintain a proper lookout by sight and hearing. With the growing number of personal watercraft on the water, a powerboat operator must take special care when approaching one or more from the rear or sides. Personal watercraft operators have a tendency to turn abruptly at any given moment and could cut right in front of you if you pass too closely. Safety aboard a boat is not the only thing you need to be aware of. You're also responsible for handling your boat so that it doesn't become a hazard to people in the water. It's very difficult for a person in the water to take quick action to avoid a boat heading in his or her direction, even at slow speed. Always slow down and exercise extreme caution anytime you are boating in an area where there might be people in the water. Shift into neutral and shut off the engine before allowing people to swim or be in the water near your boat. Keep people clear of the propeller. When using your boat for water skiing or similar activities, the boat operator should always keep a fallen skier in sight and on the operator's side of the boat while returning to attend the skier. Never back up to the skier or anyone in the water. The engine must be turned off when anyone is in the water near the stern, including when passengers are boarding or deboarding into the water. Shifting to neutral is not sufficient. Never drive your boat directly behind a water skier in case the skier falls. At 25 miles per hour, the boat will overtake a fallen skier who was 200 feet in front in 5 seconds. Docking a boat can be a source of pride or embarrassment. Frequently, a would-be salt approaches a pier at breakneck speed, throws everything into reverse, and if he doesn't plow through the pier, he gets alongside just in time for his own wake to slam him against the pilings. Don't be a hot dog. Make the landing approach cautiously and slow. All that is needed is enough speed for the boat to respond to the rudder. It may not be spectacular, but it is certainly better seamanship, safer, more courteous, and much cheaper. Stop the engine before refilling tanks. Don't fill the fuel tanks to the top. Fuel will expand in volume as its temperature rises and can leak under pressure. Leave room in the tank for expansion. After completing the refueling operation, be sure to open all closed compartments and ventilate them thoroughly before starting the engine. Your nose is the best method for detecting spilled gasoline. If you own an inboard, run the blower for at least 4 to 5 minutes and check engine spaces carefully by sniffing for gasoline vapors before starting the engine. Recreational boating is an activity that people engage in for fun. For many boaters, their entire social life revolves around boats, boating activity, and their boating friends. And some of the social activities include consumption of alcohol and other substances. Some boaters have actually been heard to boast that gallon for gallon, they consume more beer, wine, and liquor on their boat than they did fuel. It's a simple fact that drugs and alcohol have no place on a boat underway, or in the operator or crew of a boat underway. They impair your judgment and greatly reduce your ability to react quickly. Since 80% of boating fatalities are drownings, such as from people falling out of their boat with no life jacket on, guess what the most important rule is? Wear a life jacket. Set the example. Convince others to follow your lead. A great many drownings occur when people, including hunters and fishermen, simply fall out of a non-moving, lighter weight, tippy boat. This video can't address all of the aspects of boating safety and is not meant to replace a good safety course. If you follow our recommendations and suggestions, you can be reasonably assured of safety, and you will have fun while on the water. Please wear your life jacket and be aware of the effects that drugs and alcohol can have on you and other boaters.